So today we have got the triple 98. Upgrade the shooting, passing and dribbling of your favorite cam. Up to 98 with this premium Evo. Always nice. We have finally got a 97 overall going into this. So it is only going to be a one upgrade. We do get the 5 playstyle plus as well, which is always nice. It's a max 97 cam, 10 playstyles, 4 playstyle plus. So pretty standard across the board. This is always going to be very interesting to see who really should deserve to go into this one. It's definitely getting into that premium level where we could start to see some nice upgrades. We would end up with the incisive first, intercept next, then into the tiki-taka, and then into the pinged pass. Now, because it's a cam, I'm always interested because they've obviously put the cam in this. Why go with the intercept? Now, a lot of players will have a 4 playstyle plus anyway. We did see with the hullet there, we would end up with the incisive on top. I don't think that's a bad way to go about him, to be honest. But it is always interesting because I'm like, well, what was the point giving him the intercept? I know he has it already for a cam, but say if we was to do this on someone like a Mane, say he has 3 playstyle pluses, you're going to end up with a Mane cam with an intercept. It basically makes you put a 4 playstyle plus in this. Like if we go for Pele, for instance, he'll end up with the incisive, which is lovely, and the intercept that really doesn't have that level about it, in my opinion. Now, obviously, if we were looking at this evolution in itself, it's going to cost 200,000 coins, 800 points. It's not too bad. I mean, 200k should be pretty simple to get anyway, so you don't need to worry about points too much. We'd get the 98 shooting, 92 aggression. We obviously get the incisive, as we know, all the playstyles. Then obviously the acceleration to 94, strength up to 90, which is standard. We'd then end up with a weak foot upgrade up to 5, hopefully. 94 sprint speed, 90 stamina, loads of playstyles and roll plus pluses. We'd then have 98 passing, 98 dribbling, 2-star skills, and then obviously the playmaker plus plus. So a pretty solid, like it says, 98 triple. I'm not going to complain too much about that one. And I do think there's going to be a set player that works. For me, Hullet is going to be a cracking one for this if I'm not looking to try and get the 99. Now, if we're looking away from this and thinking, who does this truly go on to? You kind of want your cam really into that just 4 playstyle plus, or at least get them up to that level anyway. Most evolutions are going to 97, so there should be plenty for you to get that 4th playstyle plus in. And if there is a player that's already got 3, like if I was trying to pick somebody like, say we go, I mean, Zidane's a bad option now, but say we go someone like the Pele. If we was to go and get him into a 97 first and he gets another 2 playstyle plus on it, brilliant. We can add the incisive, it works well. I wouldn't necessarily go with him here just because of that intercept if he's not playing that sort of centre mid role. Hullet works really well just because he's already in that centre mid and he works tremendously in that role anyway. And he has every other playstyle plus anyway, so the incisive does work pretty well for him there. But there's going to be lots of nice options. We'll go into the popular into Footbin because I do think there'll be some absolute belters in this and hopefully is worth it. And then obviously if you've not watched the video already, Road to FC 26 does give you an 81 × 7 if you're interested. So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for El Dorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with El Dorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. So if we are looking at the triple 98 populars, then we are looking at some of the better players that you can go with. Now, naturally, you're going to find a lot of big names in this. Dembele, Messi, Leao, all going to throw themselves into the hat, as well as then Hazard, Elise, Mamouche. The best way I personally go with any of these evolutions personally is the almost basically making sure they don't have another upgrade. So like Dembele, phenomenal upgrade. Very, very nice for him, but we have got the 99. Now, in some cases, this is not necessarily a bad thing because when we do look at someone like Mbappe, the 99 personally doesn't have that finesse shot plus. Now, for some people, it might not be a bad thing. I do think that for me is an absolute deal breaker. I'd rather evolve him up to the 99 and do him that way, because we know we'll get 99 upgrades at some point soon. But Dembele is another one that does have the 99s. You kind of look through the list. Messi's got one, and then you go further down. Hullet's got one. Anybody with Neymar at this point is always going to be phenomenal. Now, what you can do with this is you could potentially get rid of that intercept if obviously you do manage to get him up there without the incisive pass first. So if you've managed to evolve him up to that 97 with the 4 playstyle pluses and haven't got the incisive, that's going to be absolutely brilliant to get him into this one. So if there is a way of doing it, if there is a certain path of evolution, then that is going to be more of a better option, because if he's got the incisive, the 5th playstyle plus is going to give you that intercept anyway. So it's a bit of an unfortunate one, to say the least. If I was really looking at it, Leao is obviously going to be a great one as well. That's, to be fair, not a bad upgrade. He's got himself the 97 that would still do the same with that one, but we do get the 98 across the board. Very, very good stats, in fact, like 99, 98, 98, 98, 92. Stunning. Absolutely brilliant. You probably just go with the basic, to be honest. 99, 98, 98, 99, 94. Wow. Very, very good card. Now, is he going to get a 99 upgrade? Probably not. I'd imagine this is the final upgrade we'll see from Leao. So if you've obviously got that version, or if you've managed to get the Nations Winner one, even better. Elise, not a bad card again. I think he's one of my more favoured shapeshifters. And he can play across the board, cam, striker, centre mid, whatever you kind of need from him. He's got himself the finesse, the quick step, the low driven. Incisive is just another very good attribute to have into his arsenal, in my opinion. Neymar, like I say, is always going to be a fantastic one if you can find the right playstyle plus path to go with. I'd rather not have intercept on him, but if you can manage to get it so you haven't got the incisive, even better. R9, I'd probably leave anybody that gets the intercept, unless they're like a Hullet that can go cam centre mid, and you wouldn't mind putting them centre mid, kind of like Zidane a little bit. Like I wouldn't mind Zidane in the midfield. It kind of works. Same if you manage to get like a Patrick in the cam role as well. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but it definitely have to be somebody like a Hullet that can play in the mid as well, if you're trying to give them the intercept as well. It is going to be the standard cards across the board. You obviously do have a bit of Patrick as well if you really wanted to. That's going to be coming from his 90 version. Wow. So again, not a bad one. I don't think he's going to get any upgraded. So really we're looking at the 94 trying to get the upgrade there. So this 90 can go into the cam roll and then get that upgrade. So again, if you've not used it, great utilization of that cam if you can put it into somebody that is well worth putting in there. So loads and loads of options for this. 200,000 coins. I'd say it's pretty worth it if you can get the right player.